All right, welcome everybody. I'm Wes Warren. I'm here with Greg Stanley, and today's topic is about bonus. We've seen it all, hundreds of, if not thousands at this point, sampled different versions, and they constantly have to be updated, changed, modified to keep them alive, to keep the drive going in the practice. So today we're going to talk about how to craft them, exactly what you should do, and what you shouldn't do. And that's where we're going to start off with the things that we've learned that we know you shouldn't do and you should stay away from. Greg, what's that list? What would you put on that list?
Oh, you bet. Let's talk about that. First of all, remember, bonus is the equivalent of asymmetric warfare. I mean, the person that gets their bonus working almost immediately fills their practice, needs operatories, needs staff. In other words, it's the fast track, okay?
Yeah.
And there's just no doubt about that. We talked about some other things, but today we're going to advance this bonus idea. Let's talk first about some things that ruin bonus. And let me tell you how valuable this is. I have so many doctors that start out on the bonus road, but find themselves quickly off in the weeds. And it worked for a few weeks or a few months. And doctors say, yeah, it worked for a while, but then it didn't. In other words, that's just how bonus is. No, it's not. The bonus you put together has the seeds of disaster built in. And we're going to show you how not to build them in. Okay?
Yeah.
One of the things you're going to hear about is that this bonus is not fair. It favors hygienists, front desk, or assistants. And I'm going to tell you right now that we're going to show you later a bonus that goes a long way toward correcting this. Now, there is no perfect bonus for fairness, because in the end, even a team bonus leaves you bonusing people who didn't really try that hard, or you see what I'm saying? So you never can achieve full fairness, but we're going to show you how to get real close. Okay, next, a bonus has a tendency, if not done properly, will end up unmotivating staff, or really unmotivating the doctor. It becomes unfair, you might say, to the doctor. Profitability is affected without the doctor seeing the rewards. I put the bonus in place, and the bonus cost me $4,000. I didn't see the practice profits go up $1. Well, we're going to lose that doctor in this effort. He's going to say that's just not for me.
Yeah.
Well, that bonus, it's like
Too rich? Is that what you're saying?
it can be too rich or too poor. Too rich, it burns the doctor. It probably could go a lot longer without burning the doctor than you would think, but some doctors just aren't ready for a burn. And it could be too poor, meaning the staff go, man, I worked overtime, stayed late, worked lunch, and we still didn't get our bonus.
Yeah.
Or we did, and this is,
And I can
you bring
buy a cheeseburger, right?
exactly.
Right.
So I want you to know that when we give you a bonus, when we outline one here, these things are baked in. Next, too long between bonus hits. Can you comment, Wes?
Yeah, this is probably the number one problem. So you got two problems. One is it becomes an entitlement. We talked about this last time, and everybody's experienced that. And so what they do is they make the bonus so difficult to get that it almost never happens. And we'll see it, we'll interview team. Yeah, we got a bonus once this year, maybe twice. It happens so infrequent that there's no motivation. It's just almost like dumb luck that they hit it. Because the target's set too high. It has to be just there for them, where they have to work for it, and they have to be motivated to do it. So it's not an entitlement. That's kind of the secret. So you've got to move the goalposts so that it's just within reach every month when you craft your bonuses.
We like to see team bonus, like our fishbowl that we're going to talk about. We like to see that twice a week if possible. Once a week, it's kind of still happening. Once every 2 weeks, it's like it's over. You got to go back and fix it. You don't walk away from it, you fix it.
Bonuses we talk about, and I don't know if we're skipping ahead here. You should get away from the 30-day bonuses. That is not motivating. It's not what you want. You want daily or weekly bonus targets that they have to hit. And in that scenario, that yes, they should be hitting it quite frequently, every other time, every other day, maybe every third day. If you're doing it weekly, which we certainly have ortho offices doing bonuses like that weekly, they should be hitting it once or twice a month for sure. So that relatively speaking, they're getting some kind of bonus every month. If we were to look at the old style of bonus where it's 30-day cycles, you'd want to have them hitting bonus 9 or 10 months out of the year. Anything less, and you start to get into this, well, I guess we got it this month. I don't know how it works, but it's nice when we get it, and that's not motivating.
That's another thing, like you just said, it can't be so complicated that they can't determine where they are in the bonus cycle. Are they close to it? Is it far? And there's so many people that have been tricked into thinking they're about to get bonus and then pushing, and then have it yanked away from them. Okay, another one is the bonus, and boy, staff will tell you this one, the bonus is too small. Outspoken staff will step forward and say, we ain't doing this. We're not pushing for bonus if this is all we get. So Wes, we got to talk about what we've learned about for a reasonable, palatable bonus for staff.
We were discussing that before we jumped on, the ranges that we see that really drive people and motivate people. And it is area or country, inside the country, which area you live in determines what that number is going to be. We kind of both feel it probably is somewhere between $200 and $400 in bonus per month is what it should add up to. 200, you're in rural areas. 400 would be in areas where it's very metropolitan. LA might even be a little more in LA, but certainly like places like Phoenix is going to be more like $400.
You can break it down also hourly. We've learned that bonuses of $3 to $5 in the range of what works out to $3 to $5 an hour for a month or the week or whatever. That's about where you need to be to keep staff focused, keep their interest in bonus. There's so many things that you would have us teach staff. Well, let me tell you, there's an incredible amount they can figure out on their own once they're really motivated. They'll call us. Yeah.
That's a different practice you're dealing with when you've got this right. You alluded to that, or you did say that in the beginning of this. When you get a practice that the team is really on fire and engaged because of the bonus, man, it just rips and grows and needs more opportunities. And then you're building 9, then you're building 12, and then you're to 15, and you're buying up the next parking lot. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, they charm people, keep them in the practice, get their friends, grab the inbound marketing calls. Let me tell you another one that's a real bonus killer. A doctor will put a bonus in play and then not support it himself or herself. They don't really support it. When the staff hit bonus, he's not clapping and cheering. He's going, oh, Dad, are we still doing that? Oh no, that's gonna kill me. I got kids in private school. I got a Mercedes payment and a vacation cabin to pay for. And you guys are trying to get this bonus. Man, okay, you can have it. But man, staff, I've had staff tell me they offered it back to the doctor. You must need this more than we do. So you don't want to be that guy. You want to be the person that's genuinely thrilled for them getting bonus.
Yeah, you got to be careful how you set it up. Like you said earlier, Greg, you got to have this thing so it doesn't, where you don't wince. When you win, be set up just right. So yeah, so when you win, they win, everybody wins.
It's the same in production. They can't see you slow to get into the operatory. They can't see you making glaring errors and creating urgency, closing cases. doing it right, passing over dentistry because you just don't want to stay and do it, you know? You can't, like I said, you can't be that person. You've got to be the best team player on the field. Okay, next. Some staff sabotage the bonus. And it's not necessarily that they don't want to see you or others bonus, or they don't want bonus. They just don't get the vision down in their core that this is going to benefit their life. Let me give you an example of this. Hygiene, for example, will get on different bonuses from time to time. And one hygienist will come to us and say, I don't want bonus. I don't need bonus. I don't want bonus. And they'll see eventually within the month or two, the other hygienist getting bonus, and they come in and go, hey, what's this? What did she get that extra money? And then they want bonus. Some staff will say, I don't want it.
Or don't care. I don't care.
I don't care. You know, if they really don't care because their husband is wealthy or something, that's probably a bad fit in your office. So if she's letting down her end, let's say she's collecting money or answering the phone or some of those real crucial things. If she's letting us down, we're all going to lose bonus because of her. And staff count on you. Sometimes they count on Whitehall. They count on all of us to step in and fix that, either replace that person or get them up to speed so that they're not an impairment to bonus. Okay, here's another one. Making new staff wait too long to start bonus. I get that question all the time. We just hired somebody. When should they be allowed to be in the bonus? The answer? It's as soon as you want them motivated. That's usually right away. Some staff will insist they have to wait a week or two. I'm okay with that. But this 90-day thing, unless you'll be surprised when there's a bonus, everybody is pulling in harness and this thing gets easier. Here's another one. Letting hygiene clash with your bonus program. For example, we need hygiene to sell treatment, and they may be back there selling perio or something they see themselves as either benefiting from or identifying with. I'm seen as this big perio salesperson, or I get a commission on perio, and not everybody's getting that. And so we know, for example, that people that are treated that way, patients, they typically don't buy dentistry and they don't come back. You'll be lucky if they don't set fire to your clinic on the way out. So these are a few of the things that you just don't want going on with bonus. And if you don't referee, step in, it goes off track. And I got to warn you right now, there's hardly a bonus of any office we've ever seen that doesn't have to be reconfigured, retuned. Think of the offices, Wes, some of the great powerhouse offices in Whitehall where the production just defies description. It was done with bonus, but that bonus isn't the same one they started with. It morphs, it changes, it improves, it springs leaks. It's part of the process. And so those of you who see a bonus problem and say, okay, bonus out, well, you don't want bonus anyway because it's coming out of your pocket as you see it. However, it can be responsible for 50 to 100,000 a month and cost you 4,000 a month. You got to be good with that.
Yeah, it can be responsible for putting you on the fast track of growing and leaps and bounds, and to just throw it out just because. Like, I'll give you an example of one problem we ran into with bonus. So the daily bonus is hard to do it on collection, so it's done on production. We ran into a problem with collections falling, 94, 95% for a few too many months. We had a bunch of associates there, and when you're losing 5% that you should be collecting, it became a big problem to paying the associates. So what we did is we put a caveat in there that collections have to be at 98% on a rolling 3-month average. And so, we got to average 98% for you to qualify for bonus. We did that a year ago, and they've never fell short. And they fell short like 5 or 6 months in a row. But all of a sudden, when we did that, problem was solved. They swore to me, oh, we can't do it. They swore to me that we'll never be able to hit it. We'll never be able to hit 98. No way. They've never not.
It proves that staff literally don't know when they're not fully engaged into problem solving and making it. They don't even know if they are or not.
Yeah.
But when they're on bonus, they're on track. They're after it. Wes, let's talk about some keys to success. First, doctor as cheerleader. Let's get you some pom-poms and teach you a few rah-rah cheers. They want to, every time they get bonus, they want to look over and see your face. Wes and I have been in offices over the years, introduced bonuses, and all of the staff are not looking at us. They're looking at the doctor for his or her approval or dread, cringing, wincing. As long as the doctor looks like he or she can handle bonus emotionally as well as financially, staff go, okay, we're doing this. I mean, and that afternoon is bigger than any afternoon's ever been. Boom, there it is. Okay, next, a little tougher. Weak players, people who just aren't a good fit, or people who are negative about the bonus, or we're never going to get this bonus, it's a bunch of crap. Just give us more money. Those people have to be silenced one way or another. They have to either be talked to and made to see the value of this bonus, or they have to be replaced. Because so many of these staff, some of them are embarrassed to say $3 an hour means something to me. It changes my life. $5 an hour is over the top. So you can't let somebody who's decided to rain on this parade for her own being in control or because she doesn't need the money or whatever. Other people really want this to happen. So you've got to step in. You can't just, it can't be like sandlot football where the fouls and the spiking behind the goal line goes on. You've got to keep it fair and even.
People are driven by different things in life. And when somebody's not driven by money, like at all, and you've got this person in your practice and they're not driven for excellence. So a lot of times we'll have leaders who rise to the top really quickly because that's how they're driven. They want to, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. That's just kind of how they're wired. And so these people fall into a different category. They're not motivated for really money. They're motivated to party or to have time off, to be lazy. And the whole concept of working harder for extra money, no, I'd rather have time off. Can I cut out early today? These people got to go. I mean,
some of you are wondering too, is dentistry the only place where we have to incentivize people to get them to engage? Well, some years ago, Wes and I were in an office in Arizona. It was a medical office, not a dental office. And we introduced a bonus among certain people, and we left out, physician's assistant and so forth. And everybody got excited about it. And the physician's assistants who tried to act like they were above it all, they came to us and said, we want in. We want the bonus too. And we were really surprised that it's pretty much across the board. It doesn't matter the industry. Well, dentistry is certainly no exception.
People are people, as the saying goes. It doesn't,
doesn't matter what office they're in.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing, a success principle, which shows your penchant for fairness. Because I said fairness is one of the things that demotivates staff. Oh, yeah, I got a bonus, but it's not fair. Let me give you an example of something that really can affect. Let's say you decide for continuing education, family vacation, whatever, you want to take the morning off. Pay the bonus for the day based on half a day. Don't penalize them. to try, they can't get bonus unless they get a day's production with a half a day to get it. Make it so it's comparable. That's all I ask. And that's all staff ask of you. Now, if you're a leader hearing this, your job is to keep it fair in their eyes. Can we talk about that a little bit, this whole fairness business? Because, you know, as you're going to see before we're done, the front desk oftentimes is given a slight individual incentive to answer the phone. You know, we pay money for marketing calls. We need somebody really engaged to get those people through the front door. A lot of times that's going to be $5. Somebody in the back might say, we don't get $5. That's not fair. Well, we have a whole different bonus structure. People in the back, it might be production based. They might, for every crown or every procedure over $500. So we can't make it dollar for dollar fair. And putting it all in a pile, let me tell you what's happened. We've done this. We've done it because doctors ask for it. Doctors ask for it because staff ask for it. We've thrown it all in a pile and divided it between 30 people. And pretty soon we're sitting there literally watching the phone ring till it stops ringing. Nobody picks it up. Nobody is getting bonused for what they do. They're being bonused for some theoretical team effort. And let me tell you, there is no such thing. We want to see people take the inbound marketing calls and wrestle them the way they're supposed to. We want to see people that where a big case has been shown, somebody able to build a great relationship, collect that money and make that person happy they're there. And in other words, these bonuses are crucial to individuals. You can't just, and I got to admit, it's easy, number one, to throw out a number and let everybody divide it. Number two, you won't get complaints.
Yeah, in tracking, it's not a big, it's a lot easier for tracking, all that kind of stuff. Everything is easier that way, but it's less effective. It's kind of the argument like communism, like let's just share everything.
And it's equal.
And everybody goes to their job and works, you know, but it just doesn't work, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Ayn Rand said that you'll like communism if you like the idea of getting a new pair of shoes after every one of the 200 million people in your country gets a new pair of shoes. It's a little discouraging.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and you know what it comes down to? Some of you, without knowing it, are letting these people serve as your friends. That's why a lot of people get coaching. That your coach is your friend. Because if you need them to be your friend and they all say, we're getting a $5 bonus, can you just give us the $5 and we don't have this bickering or whatever, you lose. Believe me, you lose. That's what we do. We stand on the sidelines and keep people motivated, and sometimes that means incentivizing the doctor to move forward. All right, a word too about associates. Do they get bonus? No. They get a percentage, just like the owner doctor, in effect, takes home some percentage of the practice. So we've covered a lot of bonus material. I'm sure there's more.
Let's cover the main bonuses. So,
all right, main bonus.
Okay, so the main bonuses, one you said was the phone bonus. Typically it's $5. It can be less for a practice that gets a lot of new patients, but it's typically $5 per new patient booked, and that actually shows up. So they got to make sure that the patient actually does show up. They got to track it, obviously. And that's a very common bonus. There are people that put thresholds on it. We're a little cautious about thresholds. Tendency is to, let's say we're at 30 new patients a month. Your tendency would be, well, I'll pay it when we get to 32 or 33. What happens, and then I'll pay it on all of it as long as we get over the certain dollar amount. What happens in the staff person's mind is they don't believe they're going to get 30 because, you know, half the months they don't hit 30. It's 28 or 26, and some it's over 30. And so in their mind, they don't really start getting motivated till the last week of the month, when they can see, oh, we might be able to hit it. So you gotta be careful about these thresholds. There are certain times for thresholds. But I'd be a little cautious here about setting a really aggressive threshold on a new patient bonus.
Can I add another threshold? For example, we're getting 30, he said. If I dump some marketing dollars into pay-per-click or whatever, and we jump quickly to 55, don't penalize your staff for that. We're not paying them to make the people call, we're paying them to get them in the door.
Right.
So don't somehow say, okay, after 55 or whatever, we'll pay bonus.
Then the back. So there's two in the back, or there's one main one compartmental bonus, which is called same day service bonus. This is for anybody in the back that finds some dentistry that we could do today, restorative dentistry that we could do today that's not on the schedule currently. This does not typically include any kind of scalings or extractions. So this is going to be restorative dentistry. We want people to restore their dentistry. Is what it. We want to be talking about dentistry, and that is the bonus. It's $10. It's paid out $10 for the team member that gets the yes in the back. That is their bonus. Now, in most offices, we enact a $5 bonus for the assistant who double times it and works that dentistry in. That actually says, yes, I'll turn that room over quickly, put them out in the waiting room let them know they got to sit there for 30 minutes, but we will work them in and we'll get it done today. That's the kind of the compartmental bonuses that we encourage to start off with.
Let's add something to that. It's easy for staff, by the way, and staff will quickly see that this is a lay down sale because patients want to get it over with. They want to stay and get it done. So this person's allowed to offer that. So it's not them back there doing a song and dance and selling people hard. It's just mentioning, would you like to stay and get that done? So it really happens. Now, notice Wes said $10 for the yes, that gets the yes, $5 for the person that stands chairside. Now, she's already going to stand chairside, but she's probably working this patient in or helping with the process. So we're good with that. Let's talk about hygiene.
Hygiene. So we obviously have the same day service bonus, but we also will pay. It can be higher. So we have between $10 and $20 for any crown or above that they even get scheduled. So it doesn't have to necessarily be done that day. So we want them obviously motivated to talk about dentistry, to actually convince the patient, hey, we've been putting this off too long. It's time to get this done.
And you have really shot yourself in the foot if you've bonus hygienists to sell perio and no incentive to sell restorative work. They're back there selling something, and they're usually selling pretty hard and pretty effectively, something the patient didn't come in to hear about. It's kind of a shocker for the patient system, and they tend to disappear.
It's a tough sell, even when a dentist is doing it with a lot of skill. We see it, but it's tough. It's tough for dentists to do it. The statistics on it is by and large not good. And so having just any old hygienist motivated that really is not trained is not a wise thing. So you definitely want to have them motivated to be talking dentistry.
All right, let's go one more step. Hygienist who can sell dentistry that doesn't get done today because we can't get it in, we'll typically give them the same $15.
I said that. So
Okay.
It's between $10 and $20, but there's usually a threshold. It's kind of at the crown level or higher.
So even if they can't get it in today,
they'll get paid.
The assistants it has to be done today.
That's right.
Okay, right. One more at the front desk, and that's the person that collects on cases typically 1,500 and above. We'll give them
this is just wherever your crown fee is, it's going to be just above that. So whatever your crown and buildups are, add that all up. So anything above that, where they're adding on more treatment, is where you want to usually set this threshold. Some people, some offices, it's 2,500, but somewhere in that range between 1,500 and 2,500.
All right, and they're collecting, they show that they have a talent for it, and everything goes through them. It's all good until you get really busy and they're saying things like, I'll call them back, I'll call them later. And by then that tells you you should have brought somebody else up to speed, offered them the same bonus and training.
We're going to range between 0.25 and 0.5%. So it's a small amount, but obviously it adds up over the month. People always ask, well, what is it? 0.25 or is it 0.5%? Which one? Well, it really is a factor of the profitability of the practice that you're starting off with. If profitability is not really a struggle, and you're doing well with the profit margins of practice, you can go at 0.5. And if you've got a really motivated team, a really sharp person, and you're selling big cases, meaning that's part of the practice. We do $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 cases all day and night. Yeah, then you're going to want to be more at the 0.5 range. You want this person fully engaged.
Now, we've seen offices where every department, front desk, hygiene, assistants, have led the bonus pay. They get the most bonus pay. And then it'll be somebody else, a different group. But it's never the same. It's never fair. You know, I had an office in Texas that had the most amazing hygienist. She could sell dentistry like you've never seen. Not perios, she sold dentistry. She was just gifted, and she was getting bonus, and she was getting a big bonus, and she quit. And her way to come back to the doctor was, you don't have to pay me a bonus, just pay me, you know, a little bit more money. And he did, and she all of a sudden lost her superpower. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty gruesome, because he was paying her pretty good, not bonus, but he's paying her, and she couldn't collect for anything. So these principles are immutable. We don't see people beating these. Something was said, whether you're a medical office, a dental office, these are people, and they function off the same drives and principles.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're needing a person to be more persuasive, to step out of their shell and do things that are a little uncomfortable, bonus or some kind of system of reward is called for.
And even getting close on this, you're going to feel it. You'll feel it like a rodeo cowboy feels it when they let the bull out of the chute. You go, whoa, this is happening. I got to make it to the 8 seconds. These staff will run you hard, and you'll be saying, can I have a break? Can I leave early? And they go, nope, get in there and see that patient. We told them you're going to see them. All of a sudden, they become a power for production. Do you want that power in your favor or not? You got to decide. Now, the other side of that is they don't care one way or another. You're the only one that cares, and you can only be one place at one time. How do you want this? All right. We've covered some things. You know, we're going to come up with new things from time to time. But for now, this is pretty much the whole story. If you want to talk to us about this, we've got 3 or 4 times a week we can talk to somebody. We don't charge for that call. And if you want to hear our story, or you want us to hear what you're up against, give us a call.
Yeah, if you need help crafting this bonus, you like some things, if you have some questions or concerns, we'll walk you through it and get one set up for you. So
thanks for listening.
All right, thanks for listening.